Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the final, always almost there, day after show live of 2025. Crazy
that we
to
know
say
of.
that.
I mean,
Sure, there
secret
might be another
shows,
music club show in the next couple of weeks.
anything can happen.
New Year's Eve at the Chateau,
Yeah.
and they release tickets an hour before. I don't know.
Yeah, anything can happen.
By the way, I say that doesn't. It's not a thing. I mean, it might be a thing, but I don't say that. Like, don't think that I know something. Anyway, we're here to talk about Goosemas Night 2. We appreciate everybody bearing with us over the past few days as we navigated travel from Goosemas and several logistics. But we are here today. We're going to talk about the show, the last Goose show, the last proper Goose show. Keep saying that of 2025. We had a blast, of course, in Providence. But before we get started, of course, don't want to skip over just mentioning the very, very tragic circumstances that happened on Saturday evening before the show. Just our hearts go out to everybody affected by the shooting in Providence. Really, really terrible. Grateful to everybody on the Goose team and in Providence and whatever who had a hand in, the logistics and the very tough decision of whether to have a show or not. But just wanted to get that out of the way, make sure that we didn't skip over that very important detail. Anything you want to add there, Neil?
Hell yeah, man. Yes, a thank you to everybody who kept everybody safe. I'd like to speak for myself in saying that I felt safe going into that show and coming out of that show, if not like a little bit surreal.
Definitely.
But like you said, my heart goes out to the folks who are affected by this tragedy and the folks who are hurt in this tragedy. It's really, truly terrible.
Yep. Well, without further ado, let's talk about this Goose show. So heading in for night 2, I think as we talked about on Saturday afternoon on the pod, we didn't really know what to expect because we weren't sure how the overarching theme would play into another show. But I think it's really cool. While we didn't get a strictly themed set, this is one of the, highest vibe shows I've ever seen. And there have been vibe shows before that, don't have great flow and don't have great energy, but it's a Goose show, so it's fun. This one had great flow and great energy, did not have the deep jamming of Friday's show, but was an absolute blast to be at here.
Agree. Zooming out, I think there are 0 jams that eclipse the 20-minute mark. So I think that tells you right away the kind of show that we're.
But also, there's at least one jam that's 13 minutes from Friday that almost made my playlist.
Also true.
So,
but I think, yes.
I'm surprised you said that. You're Mr. Short Jam right now.
I do like the short jams. I mean, I have roughly a dozen on my Jam of the Year playlist. No, that's too many. Maybe it's like 10. But it's, I don't know. I don't think any of the jams from this night actually really got there. But I think all of them were excellent to one degree or another. I think 2 of them had promised to be truly incredible if they just gave it another minute or 2. Mm-hmm. But that didn't happen. But they were still excellent. They were all high energy jams. They were all very good jams. They're crowd pleasers, as it were.
Yeah.
Friend of the pod, Adam, called it a Boil the Ocean set list. And boy, was he right.
Yeah, did they ever. Well, we start off the way that night 1 ended. Rick comes on stage by himself, turns on a lamp. You could spot, if you were on our side of the arena, you could spot Cotter waiting backstage and just the silhouette of his jester hat behind, next to a curtain. It was very funny looking. But we get Wild Mountain Time here, starting off with Rick solo, gradually joined by the Providence College Choir and then the rest of the band. This was really cool. And I think the way that they built this, starting the weekend with Dramophone and, the big balloon drop and everything, and then kind of winding down at the end of night 1 with the Master and a Hound, Sugar Mountain, and then coming back that way and gradually ramping up again to the Dramophone and balloon drop at the end. I love the way they did that.
I do like that ebb and flow of the kind of the sets there. And interesting choice to open with at Providence, the home of the Providence Bowie. You pointed this out as it was happening. What is the lyric? It's like,
so will you go, lassie, go?
Will ye go, lassie, go? And of course, those of us who have heard the Providence Bowie know the incredibly confusing and I don't even know. I was going to call it psychedelic. It's not psychedelic. It's
now.
terrifying. It's freaking scary.
Hey, Neil, when was the first time you heard the Providence Bowie?
Oh, I was there, man. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before, but
no, never.
My terrified 16-year-old self was taken by my older brother and my cousin who were at the show with us. I have a great selfie of us looking at the stage where we were standing for that. But in any case, you know, the Lassie Come Home Girl bit that happened in the Providence Bowie is it's iconic.
So that boys are trouble up on the old hill.
Yeah. So I like, is that a coincidence? I don't know. I mean, if we get the opportunity to ask them any questions, I'm definitely going to ask them 2 questions about this particular show. And I feel like we need to ask those questions. Oh, I want to know what Strange Overtones is. Because
I think it's just Strange Overtones.
I know. I'm trying.
Okay. I just don't know how to pronounce
emphatically enunciated because I wanted to make it clear that it was different than Strange Overtones.
So we get Wild Mountain Time, and then we get the Christian rock performance of our dreams. We have been talking about how Goose is a Christian rock band pretty much since Born was debuted, and we got Give It Time with a choir. So, I loved it.
It hit. I mean, it hit real.
It was great. I mean, as you'd expect it to. It's just funny that, you know, all of the bit going for years now about Goose being a Christian rock band, like they really leaned into it.
They really did lead into it. I think kind of the vibe that they're going for in this, at least from where I sat, was kind of like the "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou," like the sirens, kind of doing the singing, and they struck that vibe pretty well to me twice in this show, and this song, and then again at the very end of the show. Sick.
Yeah, I think it was great. And then, then we get some Goose, right? Flow down, Echo of a Rose, Into the Mist here. I mean, I was confused here. Like the Echo is a fantastic peak. Like just really incredible energy from this one. You know, they build around this theme so well. Rick just like going for the skies. It's phenomenal. But the Flow down in the Mist felt a little weird to me. Like just kind of like they were writing a first set at a regular show, you know, and kind of lacked the intentionality that a lot of the rest of the weekend had.
Interesting. I really like the jam in the Echo. I thought Echo was one of the jams that really, if given the time to develop, could have gotten really good.
Yep.
Although it's a reminiscent Echo. It reminds me of some of the older Echoes from like 2021, let's say.
The second jam, like very high speed peak.
Yeah, there's the fire.
Pine Creek type of thing.
You think of the I mean, we started this podcast talking about the Pine Creek Echo, or at least arguing about it. And it just reminds me of that, which I really dig that style of Echoes. I've been saying it since we started doing this thing. So that was pretty cool, but again, didn't develop. I think that's roughly 14 minutes, that thing. And then, you know, the flow down, the mid-set flow down does make any show feel like not special. I don't know. It's just, man, I'm over it.
At least last year when they played Flow Down at Goosemas, it was like the balls picked it. Like nothing we could do about that. You know, like this year it was intentional.
Yeah. But I will say this, the jam that comes in the Mist was pretty good. It just didn't, again, have time to develop. But to me, it felt like a whole rehash of a jam that could have extended out of Give It Time. It actually just like kind of sounded like Give It Time to me, like the whole way through. And so I dug it. You know, re-listening today, I was like, I can put this on in the background and listen to this show anytime. There aren't going to be any moments in this first set where I go, ooh, like I need to go back and listen to that thing, you know? Right. But it's still like pretty good music, you know?
Well, exactly. And that's the thing about this show. Like we talked about on Friday, and I remember just so many times throughout Friday's set. I mean, and listening back, because, you know, as we mentioned, the sound was kind of muddy Friday set one, but like there's so many moments where it's like, oh, they're doing something really cool there. Oh, like Bogey's getting in on that. And yeah, there was none of that wow factor in Friday's first set. But
right.
To not to belabor this point, but Neil, would you like to talk about Strange Overtones?
Oh man.
So
Strange Overtones.
Before you talk about it, actually, I'm gonna say something. I have never seen Neil happier at a show. The next happiest I've ever seen him was the Jeff Engborg at SPAC last year. But like this man was bawling
I was like
hearing this
practically in
song.
tears. I was in
Oh, you
tears.
were in tears.
I was excited because that record, that David Byrne Brian Eno record, is one of my favorite records ever, and it's relatively obscure. I don't know when it came out. I think it came out in 2009, and when it came out, it was kind of one of those critics picks, but it was never got like mainstream acceptance on any level. It just was one of those records that like folks dug. And for some reason or another, it just ended up, I bought it on Apple Music on my phone, and it was like the first thing that always came up when I got in the car. So I've listened to that record more than like any record ever, just out of pure circumstance of it just like coming up in my Apple Music, whatever gets connected to like Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And, Strange Overtones is the best track on the record. It is one of my favorite tracks. I love putting it on in situations when I'm like traveling or like I'm anxious or anything like that. Like the vibe in it is just the best. And of course, David Byrne is incredible. It's just an amazing song, and they did a pretty good job of it. Rick forgot the lyrics at one point.
As he does.
As he does.
Would it be a song performed by Goose if Rick didn't flub a lyric?
Yeah. But otherwise, excellent. I was really impressed with the pick because it's such a deep cut and it's such an excellent song. I don't understand where it fits in the set.
No.
But I think
and continuing the theme of like they're going to play cool covers.
Yeah,
we're going to enjoy.
It is a cool cover. I would like them to continue to play it. Although it was weird. Rick was doing this thing where he was kind of switching between falsetto and then kind of regularly singing it.
Yep.
And it was strange because he didn't really need to do one or the other. He could have just kind of done
one or the other.
And I don't know. It felt a little strange. Like it actually felt for the first time listening to him do a cover that he was like really truly vocally challenged, which is weird because I don't think recreating David Byrne's voice is really difficult. But I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. But the falsetto was like super, super high.
Yep.
I don't know. Otherwise, really cool.
Yeah.
And then it segues into Strange Overtones with a Z.
Which is just a drone and noise for a few minutes.
Some
might call this ... I would not.
Oh my.
This is... I set listed this as just Strange Overtones.
You did. And I think they... I think... I don't know. I don't know why that got tracked separately. I mean,
it was
normally
on the set list separately too.
That happens all the time. That kind of thing.
They
and
do
it doesn't
drum,
get tracked separately. It's just a thing, So I don't know why they felt the need to do that. I would love to hear an explanation as to why.
Yep. But we do get it Wisteria after, which is fantastic, and proving that Columbus was indeed an anomaly. 2025 closes with one last ripcorded Wisteria. Just keep the trend going. Shout out to Steve McConaughey, friend of the pod. Finally got his Wisteria after close to 50 shows.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's
incredible. But he got it.
Yeah.
And I think this is the best improv of the night for sure.
Interesting. I have a differing opinion, but I see where you're coming from.
I think this is the most adventurous, at least let's call it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. It also just stays in a lane too, but Wisteria does that lane so well.
Right. But there's some stuff happening in that lane that's not just like the Echo was shift gears, foot on the gas, peak. Wisteria on the way to that, like Peter's doing some really cool stuff. Cotter's, kind of poking and prodding and stuff. Trevor's getting melodic. Like there's more going on.
Yeah, I agree. It's good. It's really good. And it was really sad when it came to an end. We all knew it too, We're all just doing the like, when's it going to happen?
Edge of the seat.
When are they going to rip it?
And
they ripped it. Yeah, man, that one could have really gone somewhere special, but they've made it clear they have no interest in taking that song for a ride right now.
Except in Show High.
Yeah, right. So, and then they go into Dawn instead of
Jamming. They go into Dawn. I mean, and we just get another 2025 Dawn doing the 2025 Dawn thing. One more big peak.
Yeah.
Major key, upbeat. Everybody's having a great time. That's the theme of Saturday's show.
Yeah, and so I think now is a good time to pause on. There's been a lot of debate online about what's the better show of the two? And we touched on it a little bit when we started. And I think ending here at the end of the first set, it's a good time to point out that there is no exploration of any kind. There's just really excellent music. So some folks are like, okay, night 2 was sick because the music was really good. But I don't think they challenged the fans in any way.
Or
I think
themselves.
this, yeah, right. And then this dawn is a good example of that. That dawn is a dawn that's been done a couple times already this year, several times.
Every dawn this year.
Every dawn this year. So, but it's still dope when they do it, right? I think it's very important to point that out. It is. I'm not sitting here like saying like this show was bad. It certainly was very, very
I'm just
good.
saying that I vastly preferred night 1.
True. Also agree.
Yeah. So that's the end of the first set. Set break goes by. We went to see our friends at the Nugs photo booth, or I did. Were you there?
I was there at some point on the weekend. It's all a blur. I don't know. I played blackjack and something. I don't even know.
Yeah, there was a lot going on, as people who were there know. But we come back for set 2, horn section, full horn section this time.
Yes.
So we've got Stuart Bogey, of course, on sax, Dave Nelson on trombone, and Jordan McLean on trumpet. No offense to Dave or Jordan at all. They are fantastic players, and this set was a lot of fun. I think that Goose is better if you're going to have a horn sit-in. Just have Bogey up there. I think he adds really well to the music. As we heard on night 1, he has the improvisational chops to, really add to the jams, and like he picks his space. And the thing with the full horn section, whereas like the horns adding to stuff like Thatch and Big Modern, and we'll talk about it in the composed parts of the song, really cool. But then Thatch in particular turns into like funk vamp while the horns solo.
You mean Tab? Got strong Tab vibes, like the whole second set, which I was like, man,
the
that's
R&B
cool and all.
coming together before our eyes.
Yeah, I don't want Tab night 2, set 2 of Goosemas. I want to rage,
I mean, we did rage.
Yeah, I mean, we did. Yeah.
Fair. But I mean, Life is a Carnival was dope. Another band song, and Goose just sounds so good covering the band, whether it be this song or Rockdale or Don't Do It,
Yeah. Rockdale for sure. You know what's funny is it didn't strike me right away what song this was when they were playing it. So I could, for some reason, where we were sitting, I had the hardest time making out the words to any of the lyrics.
Interesting.
And this was one of them where I was like, I don't know what's going on. And of course, the guys behind us knew exactly what it was right away. I think you knew right away what it was. And
I know something.
And then I figured it out. Once we got to the chorus, it all made sense.
Yeah, right. Then it's like,
yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, killer. And it's like, it's a Goosemas thing, right? We got to do a new band cover every Goosemas. Not every Goosemas, but
did they last year?
No, but they did. What was it? Broomfield. They did a band cover, which was
Christmas Must Be Tonight.
Yeah, Christmas Must Be Tonight. Yep.
That was 3 years ago, right?
Yeah, I do.
This was the 3rd Goosemas since then, and they haven't debuted another band.
I'm just saying it's been done before. That's my point.
There we go.
No need to be pedantic.
Man, that wasn't a debut, but it doesn't matter.
That wasn't a debut, really?
Christmas Must Be Tonight, wasn't?
Oh, no kidding. When did they do it before?
I believe Christmas Must Be Tonight was first played Wall Street Theater. Goosemas 2019.
That's right. They did play it 2019. I forgot about that.
And then Broomfield.
Okay. Well,
Crazy.
In any case.
Yep.
There was more music to be had in the show.
Then the Thatch. As I kind of already talked about it, but you have anything to add on this?
I mean,
besides being really fun.
Like this Thatch. I actually thought the jam section stayed very much in a lane, right? It was all kind of type 1 Thatch, which is sick when they do it. I mean, you think about when when they debuted it, like they didn't really take it too far ever, and it was still amazing. I think back to the Ryman version, where it's just like doesn't really get jammed at all, but it's just like sick type 1 Thatch. And so they stay in that lane, and the horns I thought actually did a really good job of doing some kind of improv. But I see your point about like this funk vamping thing. Makes sense.
It's kind of what it does,
Yeah.
And then we get Big Modern, and I was as Thatch started to end, I went to go find like a different group of friends to go rage with them for a bit. And I was in the concourse. I was actually walking by Kev, who had stepped out for his second dog break of the weekend. And Rick started playing Big Modern, and there were like, I don't know, probably 4 people in the vicinity in the concourse, and I like shrieked, like ran around in a circle for a second, and then like ran to where I was going. Like my brain just kind of short circuited. I was like, need to get back in the arena.
My goodness. I mean, this is the second set we were expecting, though, right? You got your Thatch, then you got your Big Modern, you get the hits, the party hits. Which actually,
Right.
dude, I gotta say, like, this is better, in my opinion, than coming back and doing "Don't Leave Me This Way" again.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
we're hearing
100%.
the music, like the band's music.
We're playing Goose songs.
Yeah, which is good. And I don't know. I think it went incredibly well.
Big Modern with horns. Pretty cool.
The jam section in this also, they were doing some kind of cool stuff where I was very surprised where they were able to go with it.
This is a little bit it's still huge peak jam, but it's not the same as every other Big Modern peak.
Yeah. Well, and that's me and Big Modern's
noted Big Modern hater Neil Landry.
It's not that I'm a hater. It's just that I need Big Modern to do something different for me to be engaged. And this one was engaging because it was just not the same old song and dance, as it were. I don't know.
Still no ending, though.
Still no ending.
And then, no party show is complete without a mid-set 2 hot tea. Let me tell you. When this started, it was like, all right, yeah, like this is what we're getting. Yeah. Like there will be no jams in this show.
Yeah, we knew it was happening. And it is a full long-form version of hot tea.
With no ending. Rare.
Yeah. And tea with horns is fun.
Yeah.
Sick. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Better than the album arrangement. We got the working day and night teas for the 3rd time in 2025.
That's right.
Is MJ Vamp?
I didn't even look at that on El Gusta. We were talking about it in the moment as it was happening.
Yeah, and I wasn't 100% sure if it was that or some other funk vamp, but I did add it later.
Yeah. Teases abound in this show.
A lot of teases. Lot of teases.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Hot tea does the hot tea thing. And then instead of finishing hot tea, they kind of space out a little. And I distinctly remember Trevor puts down his bass, and I turned to you, and I was like, are we about to get marbed again right now? And thank God we didn't finish 2025 out without some goons. And just like last year at Goosemas when they did the Marb Menthols thing, like just absolute pandemonium in the room as soon as that hit. Like it's awesome how people respond to this.
We talked about this. So there was a lengthy chat the other day about whether or not this adds to a show. And I think for the folks who are at home kind of watching the stream, maybe it doesn't add to the show. So,
well, it doesn't hit the same way. But like when this fucking light rig just starts going like
it's insane. It's so much fun when you're in the room. Yeah. It's ridiculous. And so I could see your point. If somebody complains and says, okay, there's no jamming here, this is not what we pay to see or whatever. And like I say, I hear where you're coming from, but that also
means me or you.
No, it's just like the general you.
That's us.
I'm thinking of, friend of the pod, Brian Brinkman, who was like, this adds nothing to the show. And
I say, sorry if you don't.
Yes, sorry if you don't. That is exactly what I was going to say. You hate fun, and that's okay. But it's like
sometimes
the analogy I was using in that conversation was like, hey, listen, nobody runs out. Well, actually, maybe some people do run out of the room when like Fishman picks up the vacuum. But like this is the same kind of vibe. Like what you're getting, and I don't know how substantive it is, but it is a freaking blast. And you might laugh a little bit, you might dance a little bit.
The goons.
And it's just, I mean, that's beyond the goons. That is, you're doing full EDM at a goose show.
Psytrance, please.
I think this is like
is a psytrance act.
I don't think this is the psytrance anymore. I think that's why they call it Marb House. I think he's graduated into.
I thought they just call it Marb Set. No, it was Marb House tracked, but it was Marb Set on the written set list.
Oh, no kidding. I don't know, dude. I'm not an EDM guy. We'd have to have Megan on the pod to tell us.
This is the only EDM that I like.
Music. Yeah. In any case,
thank you to friend of the pod, Josh. This was House.
Thank you, Josh.
We appreciate you clearing that up.
yeah, I think Psytrance is kind of a different vibe. But so it's sick in the room, and they should do it every Goosemas. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Night
Because it brings
two, at some
yeah.
point, every Goosemas, just give us 10 minutes of Marb. Like, I'm down.
Yeah.
Like some people, like I feel like I haven't seen anyone do this, but this is the kind of thing that would make people do like, they're recycling things from last year. I don't care. They can recycle this every year. It's
Yes.
awesome. If they did it more than once a year, it might be less awesome. But like at Goosemas, Deep Night 2, hit us with a little Marb.
When you're just looking to rage,
Yep.
you know, and that's a formula, right? I think of last Goosemas, like night 2, set 2, party set. Same thing here. So you know what you're getting at these shows now, at least.
Yep.
Yeah. Sick.
Well, then we get conspicuously absent since MSG, and since it came out on Chain Your Dragon, Factory Fiction, and the most frustratingly close Dragonfly not a tease ever.
Oh, man.
This is like, it doesn't just contain elements of Dragonfly. It's like right on the cusp for like several minutes. And you and I were like actually convinced that it was going to be Dragonfly.
I mean, it was Dragonfly. The only thing...
But he never played the riff. That's the problem.
I'm sure it does not get noted as Dragonfly, but anyone who had ever heard Dragonfly in their life was reminded of Dragonfly in the moment. They're like, oh, we could be playing Dragonfly any second now, which, you know, if you go back and listen to Red Rocks, what was that, 2023?
Yeah, 2623.
And that Factory Fiction, same kind of deal.
But that one, Rick actually plays the melody.
He does actually play Dragonfly in that one.
That's the difference.
That's longer. But it's still the same kind of vibe, and it's killer. I mean, this is my favorite part of the night, far and away. It's so cool. You know, they've got it very steeped in the Ted Tapes vibe, and the Type Ted style jam is always going to be my favorite, even if it's familiar and it's been done before. Which, now that we're doing the Jam of the Year thing, everybody's taking points off for being done before. And
hey,
I don't know.
Sometimes you do.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you do, but I mean, not like this is Jam of the Year stuff, but it's still, my point is it's sick and it's fun and enjoyed the hell of it.
And that's how you close out the last set of the year. You know, the Factory, you know, for those who wanted it to be a little more rare again, you know, they played it a lot over the summer, but this was the longest gap between Factory Fictions since early 2023. So
is that true?
26 shows. The last longest gap was between Goosemas, First Bank, and Seattle at the Paramount Theater.
How about
28. That? Also, go me. I saw every Factory Fiction this year.
No one cares.
No, nobody does. But, you know, I don't care.
Yeah.
Encore time. Dramaphone, which has literally been the only thing in my head for the past 3 days.
Yeah.
That was the Star Wars Cantina Band melody.
I just did that, didn't I? That's amazing.
I've also been going back and forth between those, and I had a moment earlier today where I spent like 10 minutes trying to figure out what the Dramaphone melody was, because every time I kept trying to hum it, I was humming the Cantina Band riff.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens. I don't know, but Cantina Band is
Dramaphone is so fun.
We blew it. We should have had Cantina Band as the show was starting today. Like we just played some lead-in music of Cantina Band. Yeah, and then we could just like fade out with that. It would be sick.
But anyway,
they played it.
Dramaphone again. This time with the whole horn section and the camera. If you have the live stream, and I'm sure this will be released eventually, as Goosemas tends to be, but when it does get released, if you haven't seen it already, the camera is right on Rick when Bogey plays the Cantina riff, and Rick, it like just ear to ear grin immediately. Like it's awesome.
Interesting. Hotly debated earlier today. I still don't think they fully finished the riff, but
as friend of the pod Adam said, it's like a 20-second long riff. He played enough of it that it wasn't deep.
I don't know, man. I'm not sure.
All right.
You know, we're not going to do that here. Tune in for us debating this on the internet for the next, I don't know, 6, 8, maybe 12 months.
Years. Oh, I thought you were going to say years.
Yeah,
we're still there's still debate around China Cat CCP from 2.5 years ago, Neil.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? That this tease business is very controversial.
Yeah.
And I
And now
am just
Scott
trying.
Marks is 100% sold on Goose. We have another player in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's makes me wonder a little bit. Like maybe he has a little bit too much influence on this thing, and maybe we're doing, noting teases that shouldn't be. I don't know. For those of you who don't know, Scott Marks is very famous in the fish community for denying tease requests from fans. So
And also, like, doing the upkeep of fish.net and various other services to the community. But
yes,
yeah,
that
he
too.
might be
Yeah,
best known for
set
denying
lists and
teases.
all kinds of things. He does do more than just deny tease requests.
So anyway, we get the dramaphone with the horns,
Yeah.
and then Empress with the horns and the choir outro. I had initially noted it as Empress reprise there, but I have since removed that. I had done that the first time I've ever checked the reprise box in my entire career running Goose.net.
For your career,
It's been 3 years. That's a
3 years, yeah.
career by now.
I agreed with the reprise in that moment. Although it's weird to call a reprise like right after the song finishes, but I
Like the
understand
song
where you're coming
finished,
from.
and then they did the chorus. It was complicated. At any rate, it was amazing. Really cool way to end off.
Yeah, so arrangement wise, I want to say some things about this show, and this is the gold standard of what I'm talking about. But the horn arrangement that they added, I feel like part of like the Goosemas vibe was like Rick was just really stoked to hire like Stuart Bogey to do horn arrangements for all these
I think
songs.
Rick and Bogey love playing with each other. I think.
Yeah, for sure. And now forever now they have horn arrangements for these songs, which is fantastic. I think Empress should always have a horn arrangement for whenever they have horns. This is one that they want to throw out there and play. And so it was incredible. And then of course, Empress with the choir was again amazing. Like I mean, the choir thing like really hit for me. This whole entire show was not like a cheesy afterthought. I think it truly enhanced the music.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. And a really, really cool way to end off. Thinking about just a send off to the year. This has been their biggest year as a band, and doing something special like, you have the huge ending of Empress, and then you kind of gently let us down, to the end of the night with this beautiful choir and this beautiful reprise of the Empress chorus.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was wonderful. And then that's it for 2025 Goose.
Yeah,
as far as we know.
Yeah, the ending was abrupt. I don't know. It felt like I don't know. Like I needed more closure than that.
Interesting.
But I mean, it was what it was. It's just I think that was like the whole design. Like you were like snapping out of a dream. That was
Well, there was stuff about a veil in the show notes, and I think it was the show upon time. Like you're kind of being transported to different aspects of this circus and whatnot. I'm gonna guess that maybe the abrupt ending and as Dylan said in the chat, like did they even bow? I'm sure it was because of the security circumstances outside the building, and wanting to get everybody out. Like no more dilly dallying.
Yeah, get the show over with and just do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I mean, to that end, overall, I'd like to say that I hope they have a more in-depth commitment to the theme going forward. I don't know, or something. Like that, it felt like I was missing something in this one. Almost like there was an inside joke that I just wasn't in on.
Right. They didn't let everybody else in on. Like they clearly knew the theme, and had an idea, and like the crew behind it, like all the creative work that went into this is amazing. And I absolutely loved the Goosemas and the way it was executed. But I think the thing that Hampton and Charleston had that this weekend didn't have is like very clear what they're doing, how they're executing it. Like the covers make sense, etc. I think Bingo still by far my favorite Goosemas that they've done so far.
Oh, for sure. I mean, honestly,
I really hope that they, Goose, like,
just
do Bingo again. Pick a different year. Just do Bingo again. It was awesome.
Yeah, you own the Bingo thing at this point. It's yours. Yeah. Use it because it generally makes shows really great. Although I think probably to them it's a little bit frustrating not having control over their own set list in a show that carries so much weight.
But also, you look at the impact that Bingo had on February, and we talked to both Rick and Peter about that at the beginning of the year.
True.
And like it shaped so much of what made early 2025 so great. And so I think that, I'm again, we have 4 months until the next Goose show. March 28th is the next currently announced Goose show, Jam in the Streets in Athens, followed by, big spring tour in Europe, and then, whatever else they're going to do next year. But I'm curious to see what happens because, in a perfect world, to me at least, there's no album next year. Goose can be Goose for 1 year. Knock on wood, the band stays the same lineup. They're able to play Goose shows and evolve their sound as a band without having to worry about album promotion and cross-country flights to hit a festival after playing Jimmy Fallon the night before and, doing all this promotion and stuff. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like, it's amazing to see Goose get these kinds of opportunities. But I think, especially in the second half of the year, as we've been talking about a lot, we saw a little bit of, like, they sacrificed a little bit of being Goose.
Yeah. Just like a regular touring band, you mean? Is that kind of what the vibe you're going for? I mean, hey, listen, you've heard me say it before. I am just longing for a tour. Like, go look at like Phish Fall 97 and look at what they did. It's like 2 hours between each stop. They hit, tons of places in the Northeast mainly. But like, I just like, I long for a tour like that where I could hit several cities over the course of like a week, and just do like the whole tour.
8 hours between.
Yeah, not be 8 hours. Like, you bring the traveling circus with you and just kind of have a whole vibe, right? And in any case,
we'll see what happens in 2026.
Yeah, I mean, I just so I agree. My point is, I agree with you. I would like for them to just be a regular old touring band with not too many hours between stops. And it doesn't have to be this grandiose thing. Like, we're playing this giant venue and then, take a flight and we're going to play this giant venue. Like, just go out and play some shows, and bring everybody with you. Don't make it impossible for people to follow you. And that would be incredible. That's what I long for. That's my New Year's resolution, Goose Wish, because I'm not going to see Goose until summer, I assume, whenever they tour the Northeast, because I'm not going to any of these shows. I'm not going to Cabo. And I think I speak for the, the regular
this time last year, Neil.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But if they just heavily hit the Northeast, I would be really, truly happy. Or heavily hit anywhere. I would go to that place and then kind of drive around and do the tour. You know what I mean? But
right, like hit the West Coast and do a bunch of shows. Like, let's get a little Pacific Northwest tour. There are a lot of beautiful, beautiful venues up there.
Or, and like, I can't believe I'm about to say this right now. Like, hit like 3 different spots in Colorado. I don't know, like, do Telluride, and then
let's get Jive Goose to multiple places.
Yeah,
I don't know if that would work.
In any case, I digress. That's what I'm hoping for in the coming year. We'll see.
I'm hoping for in the coming year?
6 new
really fantastic Jam of the Year bracket.
Oh yeah, how about that? It's all happening right now.
Beautiful segue. Yes, seating is officially open as of yesterday. If you want to get involved, we have posted the link. I will add it in the description of this when I upload it to podcast platforms and whatnot. But you need to rank at least 32 jams between now and December 28th at midnight. No more than 64 through the year to help seed the bracket. We will give more information on when the bracket will be revealed and when voting starts as the seeding process goes on. And of course, just like last year, we will be doing the bracket reveal podcast live once again in early January. So get excited for those. I'm excited that it's bracket season. I don't know about you, Neil.
I am absolutely thrilled that it's bracket season. There are big things coming. And it's crazy that this is the 6th time it's getting done.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem real to me, actually. This much time has passed. Ryan was a wee lad for the very first one, and look at him now. True. He's still a wee lad.
Compared to you.
Yeah, that's true. Hey. So yeah, man. I don't know. This time of year always gets really exciting for me because it is the thing that really cemented my love for this band, was getting involved in the bracket and talking about the music. And it brought us all together. And it's like a really, really great thing having that opportunity to, I guess, collectively build a playlist and collectively listen to it. It is beautiful, and it doesn't exist anywhere else in this whole scene. We're so damn lucky to have it. And to that end, I'm excited. I mean, I know the whole Jam of the Year thing can be overwhelming at times, but I think if you just listen to the music and don't take it too seriously, it is truly a remarkable thing.
Yeah. And for those who are curious, you do not have to seed the bracket to be involved in the voting. Yes. Any voting is open to everybody. we've got very exciting things about the voting process, as Neil mentioned, this year.
Big things coming. Big things.
But you will hear more about that coming up soon. I hope everybody enjoys whatever holiday they may be celebrating. If you're celebrating Hanukkah already, Hag Sameach, Happy Hanukkah. If you've got Christmas coming up, etc. We love you all. Thank you for an amazing, amazing year. Thank you for tuning in to the 60-odd day after shows that we've done this year. It means the world that so many of you want to listen to us ramble about Goose. Seriously.
Yeah, or reluctantly listen to us. It means the world too. It means you've listened.
Whatever it is. If you're listening, if you've listened to any Always Almost There, thank you. Yeah. And if you're one of the few people who's made it to the end of one of our 3-hour recorded episodes, like,
yeah, seriously,
patience of a saint.
They do get more special as they get on,
Yep.
The closer you get to the 3-hour mark, the more that happens. But no, really, truly, I mean it. And I guess, it's just like coming off of Goosemas every year, I'm just kind of filled with gratitude and just general excitement about the community. There's just so many folks who come up and say, like, we listen to the pod and thanks for doing the thing that you do. And, honestly, Ryan, you and I say this all the time. We would do this when nobody's listening, because I think the first time we did it, we expected nobody to listen.
Yeah.
And I enjoy just, having the opportunity to sit there and talk. So it's really nice that folks listen and support, because it makes it even that much more fun. So
there we go.
Yeah.
Well, without further ado, we're going to sign off here. We will see everybody in a couple of weeks to talk about the bracket. Thanks again to Goose for an amazing year and amazing Goosemas. Thank you one last time to all of you. We love you. We will see you next time. Happy holidays.